What's going on, people? Welcome back to another JSTV back again. So it's a bit short notice, guys. And I've got two guys with us tonight. And I've got good evening to you, Ian.
Evening.
And good evening to Paul.
Yeah, chat, Paul, good.
Good stuff, guys. Thanks for asking. Guys, if you like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, you like to super chat is open. And if you'd like to become a member, it is just 99p. Come on, we need another 8 more members as well, just 99p. And you'll be entered into the competition as well. So it's a bit short tonight, guys. And for the show, let's go on to the first one. And also, thank you, Les. Please like and share to socials, help this channel grow. Thank you, Les. Yes, we're going to talk about Nick Pope in a bit. It's Leslie. So just to discuss. Thanks again. Hi to Gary V. Hi to Gary again. Hi to Kevin Chilvers. Hi to you, Kevin. Hope you're good. I hope things in America is amazing. And we're having a good time as well. So Adam Global Mag, top guy as well. And cold and wet is up the northeast way. It's cold and wet here today as well. And hi to Gary, hi to Kevin, hi to Colton. Hope you're great. It's not like we are short of keepers. Pope needs to heal, though. Get well soon. Yes, totally agree as well, Colton. Hi to Leslie. I hope you're canny. Hope you're good. And hi to Gary again. Hi to you, mate. And even to chat and just go through. I'm not going to rush into it. Hi to David B. I hope you're great. And I got your message as well about the Sunderland tickets as well. We're going to talk about that later on as well. And also, Leslie. Fantastic stuff. Right. I don't know how true it is, guys. We're going to talk about Nick Pope, Ian, right? He went off on Saturday, had a shoulder injury as well. When he went out, it looked pretty bad as well. And they reckon he could be out between 4 and 5 months. Now, if that is the case, he could well be out till the end of the season. Close to the season, that's been a massive blow for Eddie and Newcastle and the fans as well. He's been outstanding this season. Ian, if it's going to come to the end of the season, then that doesn't look great for Newcastle.
No, but for me, Dubravka was a great keeper from us. He obviously let us down, in my opinion, a little bit with. Well, quite a lot with what he did going to Man United. But I think his nose was put out. And can I just say, you know, Kev Chilvers in the chat.
Yeah.
Top man. Can I send him the link so he can jump on as well? Because Kev wants to jump on.
Yeah, go for it.
2 seconds.
Go for it.
And all he'll do, by the way, is probably come on and rip he'll take the mickey out of me. So
yeah.
I'll send him that.
Go on.
He's a good keeper. And sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once, which isn't that easy for me. No, Dubravka's a good keeper. He isn't, for me, as good as what we have now, like as number 1. But the truth is, he did very, very well for us. You remember when he came in? We all thought he was a god when he came in because he is a really good keeper. Nick Pope is above his level, but let's be honest. Do we want? And people will disagree with us, but do we want De Gea coming in where we'd have to pay him? I think minimum 150 grand a week, and yeah, he's a good keeper, but he's not great with his feet either. By the way. I'd say Dubs is probably better with his feet than De Gea. But De Gea is a top shot stopper. But I don't think that Dubs has done anything to bottle it over a 3 or 4 months, 3 or 4 months missing. You know, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, that's fair comment. That's fair enough. Paul, Nick Pope and could be out for 4 to 5 months. How big a blow that could be. I mean, Paul, Ian just said about Dubravka, not convincing. But what about your thoughts on it, Paul?
Well, like we said the other day, of all the places to get an injury, at least it was goalkeeping, because we've got quite a lot of reserve at all of the positions that we've got injuries in. We've got about 10 goalkeepers waiting to come on. But it's a decent, it's a decent replacement, Dubravka. I'm not unhappy of him having the shirt for the rest of the season. I don't know what the plan is. Whether we'll look at another one in the January window or whatever. Whether we get a temporary, but yeah, I agree with Ian that the issue that comes with De Gea is he wasn't looking great near the end of his Man United career. There's a reason they got rid of him, because he was making poor decisions and poor saves, and making poor calls, causing more goals for Man United to go in. And the other thing is he does want. Obviously I don't know him, but he was wanting astronomical numbers for wages. And we're not willing to do it. We have a structure to our wages, and I guess it's that weighing up process of, you don't want to rock that. We've got a really good dressing room, and you don't want to rock it with more money than some of our top earners. Do you know what I mean? That would just upset the dressing room when it doesn't need to. He's not, in my opinion, I don't think he's worth the risk if that's going to cause that bother, because Dubravka for me is fine. Karius is fine. I wouldn't, I know it's not the best of options, but even if Dubravka gets injured or whatever, has to have a rest, you still got Karius, you still got Gillespie. Again, I know that these aren't like preferred goalkeepers, but at least it's an area we do have backup in. But as the title says, like whether we look at, yes, are we going to think, Pope will come back, but it might be next season. Do we need like a first choice, keeper in to kind of, keep us, fighting for the top four or whatever? So maybe Ramsdale becomes a choice, but again, I'd rather spend the money we have and the limited funds that we're going to have to play with on bigger positions than goalkeeping, because at least we do have, like I've got, like we said, I've got no issue with Dubravka filling in for now, because he's not an awful keeper. It's not like he's terrible and lets in awful goals. He's pretty good at shot stopping. But yeah, there's other points to his game that aren't as great. He's a bit shaky, coming out to get the ball. And so is Nick Pope, if you're being brutally honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we know what Nick Pope is like. He's a brilliant keeper, always has been. But Dubravka, for me, if he comes in, he'll do a job, in my opinion. But the bottom line is, right, he'll probably get a lot of games now. But we definitely may have to get a keeper. Karius, not sure about him, by the way. Gillespie, look, I'm not being funny like Gillespie. I like him, but is he ever going to play for Newcastle? Probably not. Can't lie. Let's go on to Gary. I'll be surprised if we see Pope back this season. Same injury shoulder. That's already been operated, and we need a lot of recovery time. I've got to agree on that on Gary. Totally agree. Martin will do the job, but bring in David in case we get another injury. Yeah, that's a smart move, Dave. That's a smart move as well, mate. Thinking so you can easily, MC. That's fair enough.
Another thing is like, if we brought De Gea in, I wouldn't think that was a bad thing. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I just personally think we don't need to. That money can be better spent elsewhere.
Yeah.
But whoever said that before, I don't know who it was, but whoever said that before, if we get one more injury, if Dubs gets injured, for instance, we are in the proverbial, so, I'm not completely against it. I just think, for me at the moment, I'd rather put the faith in Dubs. Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of people saying the same thing as well. Who I spoke to today at work as well. Trash figure go to the French league, the 7th best league in Europe. He can go to PSG.
He might have to run in that league, so he won't want to go, because the Man United players have come out today and said they don't like Ten Hag because they've had to run too much. They've had to train too hard. My heart bleeds for you guys. Gee, on my life, I can't. These players.
He's on 300 bags, 300,000 bags a week, and I tell you what, I tell his agent, big up to his agent, by the way, getting a bit on the money as well. De Gea's wage could be kept low with good sign-on fee, but I'm happy for Dubs to play. I'm not stuck on Ramsdale. Good keeper, but a shot stopper, not a ball playing keeper. And or possibly get David on a season loan or a trial period. And fair shout. I'll stick with Dubravka. I don't want Howler De Gea. That's in Corvo NUFC. Big up to you, my guy. Hope you're great. And good keeper, but have you heard of this guy? Kasper Tobias?
Tobias, yeah.
Good. Valegia. I mean, I'll go over that Valencia keeper, which I can pronounce in a bit. And Gary V has got his name right. Rashford for the right price, but Sapper David De Gea, not for me. I will not have Rashford. Not for me. Now, this is a keeper I really rate.
I'd have Rashford under Eddie Howe. Wouldn't you? Under Eddie Howe. I'd have Rashford under Eddie Howe.
I tell you what, he needs to run. He needs to run. He needs to run. He needs to work hard. He needs to work hard. And Jojo Mamadashvili from Venezia, seen and mentioned a few times. He's been linked with us, Arsenal, Tottenham as well. This guy is a superb goalkeeper. Georgian, I believe. Georgian international as well. What a keeper he is. 25, I think he is. Even on free, you still have to wait until Jan to be added to the squad, so no rush. That's a fair shout, Les. And get Anana in the coach of keepers. And now
you just have to tell them how not to put the ball in their own net. That's his first lesson. Don't put the ball in the net.
No. Me nada. That's it, not nada. Me nada. Man use a squad of all played Divas.
Mate, honestly, I can't believe it's just shocking. I can't believe that quote from this guy. It's phenomenal to hear that. I mean, if it might not be true, but it sounds like something those idiots would probably say.
Yeah, I wish Leslie a speedy recovery as well. Hope she gets better soon. Leslie, if you're watching, obviously you are. We love you, and I hope we get well very, very soon. And let's go to the next one. I want Ekiteke, Phillips, and a goalie this window. Ekiteke can play on the right side of midfield. Slide, Tester, none. Wow. Mouthful name, but big up to you, my guy. I hope you're good, and welcome to the channel. Ekiteke will come to me later or in the future. I'll let you read that one.
Have you left your tonsils on the terraces, Ian?
You want it?
Someone's asked you if you've left your tonsils on the terrace.
I did, yeah. I had a full-on voice, and me and Tommy sang. And to be fair, everyone, level 7 was rocking.
Brilliant.
You know, I'm not being funny. Where John sits, the few times I've been. I used to love the Leesy's West Corner.
Yeah.
Silent. And a couple of lads trying to get up and sing and that, and I just went to Tommy. I went, do you know what it is? It's better up there. Get in the gods, and me and him can pretty much almost definitely get a ticket. So we've gone up there. We've had the last 3 or 4 tickets that we've gone for, and the atmosphere has been brilliant. You know, and this on Saturday the atmosphere was rocking to the point that it's now Monday and I still can't speak properly. You know, it could be a cold. Emily's got a cold, but I don't know. Maybe it is.
That's fair enough. Well, that one as well. I'm feeling the same. Just screaming at home. Leslie, get well soon. We love you. Hi guys, hope you're good. AG, you're fine as well, mate. I love to get De Gea, especially if he plays against Man United. Well, you'll get that chance in April if he comes to us as well. Don't want Ramsdale and AG as well. Now, De Gea, right? We know he's a quality keeper. He hasn't played since the end of the last season when he left on a free. No one hasn't picked him up yet, but according to Sports Bible, right, that he will have to convince not just De Gea, but they got to convince his wife about moving to Newcastle United. So his wife has got something to do with this as well. According to ESPN, De Gea is open to move to Newcastle United, but also you have to persuade his wife as well. So probably she wants to know what shops they got up in Newcastle, what they got. Is it bigger than Manchester? Probably not. What do you think, Paul?
Does she want a spot on the team? Does she? Because we'll give her a spot on the bench at the moment.
100%, man. 100%, man.
That'd be part of the contract. Get on the bench. You can cover for Matt Ritchie when he's injured.
True.
I mean, it comes. It's one of those things, isn't it? You have to think of the whole family, what works. But like I said, the club know better than I do. But for me personally, it depends on what he wants, as in wages. It depends on what works for us as well. But like I said, I just don't think it's worth. If he's going to ask for big money, I just don't think it's worth rocking the dressing room for it, because, like I said, we've got 3 keepers in reserve. We're not like, it's not like Pope was our last keeper and we're like scrambling for a keeper. We've got Dubravka, who's a decent backup. Karius, I know he's not everyone's preferred keeper, but again, he's not the worst keeper on the planet. And then you've got Gillespie again, who can fill in if you need to for FA Cup or whatever. Not for Sunderland. We want as full strength as we want for Sunderland, mind you. But if we play someone, no offense, we play like a lesser team when we do thrash Sunderland, Gillespie can come in and cover then, it's fine, or Karius can. So I just don't think it's an area that we're desperate for, because like we said before, Ian said it as well, I would rather spend that money, that 100 grand or whatever, on another player's wages that's that we actually desperately need, like we said, a striker or whatever, a centre back. That's what we're looking for more than anything. A midfielder, Christ, we need someone in replace of Tonali. These 100%. Are the areas that we need more. If I'm being honest, we need that much more than David De Gea.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be interesting as well, that one. And it's all about spending money at the right areas as well. That's what we need, because losing Nick Port for 4 or 5 months is going to hamper our transfers as well. And it looks like that we could be getting another keeper. I'd rather get a striker, and that's exactly what Davey said as well. Callum's always injured. Isak is the same. Ferguson. Well, Ferguson's got a 65 million transfer market value as well. Brighton said he will not be sold for the next 5 years. The club he'll probably end up going to in the years to come is Chelsea. That's my guess. And there's no chance of us getting Ivan Ferguson. Absolutely no chance.
If they sold Casido for 100-odd million, that's what they want for him. They want 100-odd million for him because they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're not going to pay 100 million at all whatsoever. I watched that guy against us, and I tell you something, guys, this guy's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The second goal was unbelievable, man. But then again, we gave the ball away, and he made him score a worldie. There you go. Looks like the hair will want to some payback at Manuel. That's in column. I'm sure 150 grand plus will tempt her as well. Water boy. And a position for the family. I agree with you, Les. It's all about the family. It's not just the players, it's about the family too, as well. It's the right move to come up to Newcastle. Our main priority is a forward. I have to agree. How long does it take to get to London on a train, for goodness sake? That's
you've got to think as well.
Go on, Ian, you answer that question, my guy.
So she doesn't like the thought of coming to Newcastle. I've never been to Newcastle before. But having a husband or boyfriend or whatever he is, not actually earning any money. Although he's worth so much money, he doesn't have to earn money. If that's the thing that's stopping him coming to Newcastle, then he needs to have a think about his choice in partner. Is she going out earning 150 grand a week? No. Let's have a think about it. And this is not me being sexist or any way against her. The reality is, this is him putting money on the table, and a lot of money, for their legacy, not just for them, for their kids, for their kids' kids. They're earning so much money. So if she doesn't like the thought of shopping in Phoenix rather than Harrods, then she needs to give her head a wobble, or he needs to think, maybe give her the elbow and get a different one.
Do you think, Ian, that the family is important? I see where you're coming from in a way.
I think family's important. I think family is so important. But you look at the likes of Trippier, he's come back from Spain to come to Newcastle for his family.
Yeah.
His family are now over the moon. Look at Bruno. He's brought his family over, and his family are...
They love it.
entrenched in the northeast, whether they live here, whether it's vice versa between Brazil and here, whatever. You know, like they love the time here. You know, Bruno's dad is as big a star as anyone in our football club.
He is, isn't he?
So then, and you look at, you know, it's not just them; it's straight through across the board. You know, like you come to this club, you come to this city, and you know, like people who haven't been to Newcastle do not understand how beautiful a city it is. You know, they don't get that, and it's ignorance. So for me, yes, fair enough. Oh, I'm not sure about Newcastle. Flipping, come here then.
I tell you what it is. I tell you what. Go on, Paul.
No, I'm saying is, you know, come and actually see it, what it is. Come and see the nightlife. Come and see the people. Come and see how beautiful the city is. You know, look at how brilliant, you know, we have things here. You know, go to some of the sites that you know exist, but you just are ignorant and just think, oh, it's grim up north. That's the usual, you know, the usual phrase. But anyone we know, anyone that comes up here, they always tell you how much they love being in Newcastle, whether they live here or they've just come here for like an away day. You know, look at some of the best players on the planet. They always talk highly of Newcastle as a city.
Let's be honest, like I'm from Bolton. That's where I was born. Yeah. Which is 14 miles away from Manchester. And I love Manchester. Some of my best friends live in Manchester. And I go back to Manchester a lot. And I love the city, right? But Manchester's not Manchester's not ungrim.
Yeah.
Grim. And the things I love about it is the grimness.
I get you.
It's not like Las Vegas. You know, you're not going there going, woohoo, I love the northern quarter. It's a shithole. You know? Like,
This is the thing. This is the thing, right? I mean, I can remember one day, right? I mean, I can't remember who it was, right? I think it must have been Rivaldo's agent about 20 years ago, right? He was linked to Newcastle as well, right? And I think it's Kieran Ballagher has come out and said that what Rivaldo wants is the sun and sea, right? You're not going to get up at Newcastle yet. And I think you're good. I've got respect in my guy, but I think you're being a bit arrogant there. Do you know what I mean? Newcastle.
Well, you're not going to get that in Manchester, and you're not going to get that in London.
Has he never heard of colour coats?
Yeah.
Of course you get a beach here. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
get to colour
exactly.
Get to Whitley Bay. What are you talking about? You don't know nothing about the north.
Whitley Bay, South Shields, you know, you got Northumberland coast as well. Sea houses is lush. You got places like that as well. Dewich Bay, spectacular, you know what I mean? Yeah. But, you know, they just want a real tight beach. But I'm afraid to say, all right, I mean, we've got a lovely place up in the northeast, real talk, yeah? And people need to realise that. But we move on. We've got to talk about Ramsdale as well. How long does it take to get to London on a train, for goodness sake? About 3 hours, if that. Come on, holy go moocher. And let's just go to Ian. We need more than a goalie. Do you think we can go into the Saudi League with loan players? For me, we can do it, but I can't see it at the minute, Dave. I just cannot see it because of the wages they are on as well. And Neves is going to stay with his club in Saudi as well. And got one for Cody. If there's a leaf on the track, it's a good day, Staverton. You know what? I mean, it's Leslie, not Staverton, it's Leslie. You can say Miss Staverton, but it is what it is. Have you been down to London lately? I'm going on Sunday for the Newcastle match against Tottenham. I'll be doing a preview for that as well. And I'm buzzing. It's my first time in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, so I'll be doing the vlogs as well. Well, that's from Bolton.
She must be a classy lass, just like I am.
You couldn't jam me down to London, I'm overrated. I've been to Bolton before as well. I went to London to do the sightseeing things here, go back. Most of the locals were pig ignorant, as in Gary V. Never been so much rubbish lying in the streets and outside King's Cross. Wow.
It's mental. It's crazy.
Mental.
Yeah.
Mental. Are you guys happy with your son in the FA Cup? Of course they are. Of course they are. And we're going to smash them as well. North East, best place to live. Proper beer and food. 100% there. That's the way to do it. And excuse me, everybody as well. Yeah, so back to De Gea, right? I mean, on a fee buy, he's got low value in the market. market as well. He's got no. He's going to be a free buy, and you know what? If he's going to come to Newcastle, he has to be. He's going to have to come as number one. He wants to be a number one keeper. He will not be playing second fiddle.
No, you're right, mate. He won't. And but again, it's like how fit is he going to be? You know, because like we said, he hasn't played a minute of football since he's left Man United. So, as we've always pointed out, we can't do nothing until January anyway because of how the rules work. So you know, we get him in, but he's not. I mean, how long does it take to be fit enough to be in a match?
Exactly.
You got that side of things, and you're already paying him a wage. And then he's probably not ready until, you know, what are you going to say, February, if you're being fair, like, and honest, to get him match ready, you know, for a physical game in the Premier League. Like, you can't rush that. And we've got a lot of January off, like, because there's the break, isn't there? The winter break in January, which will be weird, but it's because the World Cup and stuff. So we've got like a bit of a, not the biggest break ever, but we do have I can't remember how long it is a week or something like we've got off. So again, it's not like he's going to be playing like a lot of games in that time. So it's one of those where, you know, you know, they haven't made a bad choice yet when they've made a signing. So, you know, if they do make it, I'll trust in the process and trust Eddie and trust the team, because they would have done their homework. Yeah. And then obviously they won't do it. You know, they won't sign anyone if it doesn't benefit the squad. So, you know, I take heart from that. So if they sign him, I'll wish him well, and, you know, hope he gets fit quick and gets in the team and does a good job. But like I said, if we don't go for him, I wouldn't be bothered. I wouldn't lose sleep over not getting De Gea in. I'd be more bothered if we went the whole window and didn't get a backup striker. I'd be more annoyed at that, because that's what we need. As a lot of people pointed out, that's what we're desperate for. You know, Isaac is needing a break. He's doing really well, but this is what pushed him to get an injury last time. That he played and played and played because Wilson can't, because he's injured. You know, Wilson's fit, then you're obviously resting Isaac, but Isaac could be playing Thursday. He'll be playing again. Yeah. After that, you know, he's gonna have to make it until until the new side comes in. So I feel for Isaac, because he's just gonna have to cope with a lot of games.
Right. Listen, guys, you two carry on, please, if you don't mind, because I'm in real problems with my Twitter. I may have to delete it and start the whole thing again, unfortunately, because something's gone on my Twitter. So I think someone has spamming to me Twitter. So I'll let you two carry on if you don't mind. And just talk about Aaron Ramsdale as well. We can talk about him as well.
So Aaron Ramsdale, I would say, for me,
right, okay.
He's not the answer to the question. I think if we go for a goalkeeper, for me, we have to go for somebody who is a replacement to Pope. Put yourself on mute, John.
Okay.
John, what's happened? What have they done to him? Idiots.
Right, I'm going to delete this Twitter account, guys, because I'm going to start all over again. So how do I delete it, man?
Before you delete it, is it not sorry?
Yeah, I'm going to delete it now, because someone has gone into me Twitter, and I'm going to delete it right now. So
it's not a shadow account, no.
I think I'm being hacked, so I'm going to delete this Twitter account. So if it lets me do it. Sorry, guys.
You okay?
How do I delete it, guys? Sorry.
Oh Christ! I've never deleted it.
I'll leave you to it. I'll be back in 2, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. About that Aaron Ramsdale. I mean, let's go for it.
I mean, as Ian was saying, Ramsdale is not. It's not the answer at all. He's
I deleted it.
You sure? Okay, mate. No worries.
Okay, no, it's just Ramsdale. Like, I mean, he's been sorry. It's just basically just be linked to him as well. I mean, personally, I wouldn't have him.
No, he's like we're saying, he's not ready for Newcastle. I saw his thing when he was in the he's on the Arsenal was it documentary, and they were saying to him like, you know, you're here for a reason, all this. And he's, oh yeah, like he kind of believes his own hype. And then he's obviously they get Raya in because he's just not doing the job. Arteta's caused a lot of the problems as well.
Yeah.
He's kind of tried to force the little rivalry to try and make him play better, and it just hasn't worked. You know, Raya is definitely a number one. They're going to get rid of him, but do we want that sort of character at Newcastle? Because he'll be annoyed at if Pope gets ahead of him or whatever. He's just going to be throwing his toys at the pram, and we know Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe wants you know, good characters and people who care about the club in, and Ramsdale to me doesn't seem that way. And do we want his dad mouthing off about Eddie Howe and how he's not putting his son in first choice and all this bother? Not for me personally, thank you. I think it's more bother than it's worth. Just don't think it's worth doing it.
Yeah, I think so now. I think so with them. I don't also sell them as well, sort of thing. So, and it'd be a waste of money. I mean, I'd rather spend 40 million quid on a striker for me, to be fair, man.
Mate, that's it, isn't it? Because what wages would he demand? I don't know what he's on at Arsenal, but he must be on pretty decent chunk of money. I mean, you know, we don't overpay wages here. We've got a structure that we stand by. I mean, we've only really just broken it for Bruno Guimaraes to do his contract. You know, so it's one of those where you have to earn it at Newcastle. I just don't think he's, I just don't think he earns it. I really don't. I just don't think he's, he's not better than Pope. On the same level as Dubravka for me. I mean, he still gets the England squad because Southgate's an idiot, but Pope's miles ahead of him. It's madness that he's getting in the England squad and Pope isn't. But he can't now, bless him, because he's done his shoulder in. So Ramsdale will be in the England squad now, but will not be Pickford first choice, which is a bizarre. I still can't get over that in particular. That he's our number one and has been for too long, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Southgate is that's what he's about, and that's what he's going to stick by. So what can we do about it? But yeah,
I don't know.
It is what it is. With Dubravka and goal, it's more than fine.
Sure stuff. Kevin, how do you, man? Before we talk about what's going on, how do I delete this Twitter? Because I think I'm being hacked.
Forget the Twitter. If you've been hacked, you've been hacked anyway. So don't worry about it, John.
I mean, I'll just worry about the other people as well,
Well, you jump off and we'll take over.
Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah, I'll jump off, mate, and you just carry on. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Kev, what's your thoughts?
About what?
On what we were talking about, Paul?
About what?
I was just talking about Ramsdale because I was saying personally that I don't want him at the club because I just think he causes more trouble than he needs to. Like I said, it hasn't worked at Arsenal. They've had to get in a replacement keeper, to do a job that he wasn't doing. He's petulant. His dad's throwing toys at the pram. Do we want that in Newcastle? No, thank you.
Well, there's an interesting one. The Brentford goalkeeping coach is now the Arsenal first team goalkeeper coach.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is a very interesting caveat to why, what's his name? Raya is now starting versus Ramsdale, which is, again, an interesting one. You got the Spanish influence and all the above and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, for me, Arteta's a box of tricks, you can call it that, on the sideline and, all of that sort of stuff. But, yeah, you can see the Spanish influence, but I don't think Raya's done anything abnormal to what Ramsdale would do, to be
perfectly honest. Yeah.
And Ramsdale's a good goalkeeper. He's very vocal. He can play and a good shot stopper and all the rest of it. But would I have him? Maybe not. Would I have the current number one? Probably not.
No.
It's one of those ones. I think they're getting away with it a lot of the time.
He's not an upgrade, is he, Kev?
So what?
He's not an upgrade.
No, I
No.
think it's the phrase is it's what you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
In terms of the first team goalkeeping coach coming in from Brentford to where, okay, we'll get him in because I worked with him before. I know what his traits are. I know what he does. I know what he's like, blah, blah, blah. But then Ramsdale's left on a cliff edge, essentially, and like left out to, be succumb to decision-making from the manager and other coaches and things like that. So that, again, I didn't see the need to change it because I think the ex-Brentford goalkeeper's worse, to be perfectly honest. I think he's just got away with one, in terms of I know you, you know me.
Yeah.
Agents, let's get this thing done. And then, I'm in. It's one of those ones. So, yeah, it's a weird one at Arsenal for the goalkeeping department, outside of, they had way back in there, they had Seaman and they had Czech and who were fabulous goalkeepers. Now, all of a sudden, the not chopping and changing, but I can see the idea of one in the Champions League, one in the Premiership, one in the FA Cup, one in the Carabao Cup, blah, blah, blah. You can see that. You can understand the competition, but I think the much of a muchness, to be fair.
I do as well. Do you think the focus has gone a little bit, Kevin, away from the skill of actually keeping goal? And it's more now onto the skill of being a sweeper or being able to play with your feet. Because I personally, I personally think that like Nick Pope has saved us more points kicking the ball into touch and saving goals.
If you put a job description out for a goalkeeper, what's the top 2, 3, or 4 things?
Stop
goals, catching crosses, punching, blah, 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 whatever. Then playing with your feet. But my world is now, like you said, not as I don't play my goalkeepers as a sweeper. They're shot stoppers. They have to be, but they have to play with the feet to some degree. I mean, I've been frustrated with my kids who I coach. One of them, he couldn't kick for crap. It's inconsistent, but at the same time, fabulous shot stopper. He's like a Nick Pope, essentially.
Yeah. And how old is that kid?
He is a 2008. So what's that? So he's like 16.
Yeah.
So sometimes
he might get more strength.
Yeah, and sometimes you get a good delivery, sometimes you don't. But sometimes you'll get like some of the saves that I've seen him make this year.
Yeah.
Top draw, But at the same time with the Ramsdale, and I think Ramsdale's a better shot stopper. I think Raya's better with his feet. So if you combine the two, you've got a top class goalkeeper for them. Similarly for us, I mean, I think, in my opinion, I think Karius is a better goalkeeper than Dubravka, in my opinion. Just based on his presence, we haven't seen much of him.
Yeah.
But
we've seen a lot of him in the Premier League before he
right. And for Liverpool, if you get signed by Liverpool, you're not bad.
And actually, do you remember, Kev? He was the top-rated goalkeeper in the Premier League for Liverpool all the way up until he had that nightmare.
Well,
but that's the life of a goalkeeper, right? That's just nature of the beast, that's just part of it. Unfortunately, we all know you had a concussion and whatever happened within that game. You feel sorry for the lad, but at the same time, he's bounced back to where he's had to find his way. He's had to find avenues to where he can get back into the first team setup, and, I would not, Martin Dubravka's been a loyal servant, even though he went to That lot from not that lot from down the road, but the other lot from down the road. You know what I mean? You know, and that's like a sour taste. You know, and not that Martin Dubravka is not a bad goalkeeper. He's not a bad goalkeeper at all.
No,
but I would prefer Karius over him. But even in the Carabao Cup final, I felt sorry for him because he played. He was decent, you know. He didn't do one like deflected shots or what. Like nobody can. I mean, nobody can deviate. I mean, listen to Nick Pope in terms of his thing on under the cosh of. Even the lad McNeil scored against Nottingham Forest yesterday, if you've seen it. And my son was and he said he should have saved it. And I said, well, hold on. If you ping a ball from X amount of yards and the defender's trying to get his head on it, and your reaction time is milliseconds.
0.001 seconds.
If he saves that, it's going to save the season. Because it was a brilliant strike. If he saves that, it's for saving the season. So it's weird when people say stuff like when like you should be saving that. It's like, mate, do you have any like you weren't there? Come on, like put you in goal. You get pumped. Like
it was a wonderful strike. I mean, and the keeper he tried his utmost.
Yeah. To
get a hand on it, get something, but the reaction time is I mean, it's ridiculous in terms of the amount of time. So, I mean, I think, again, going back to the Carabao Cup final, you know, the deflection, the first goal, which plays in my mind, the deflected one, where if that didn't get deflected, he's saving that. And that's then it's a different game, and it's a corner or he saves it, you know, then it's a completely different ball game. But again,
Karius is a really, really good goalkeeper whose head went because of a situation that he went into, and that was mental. Football, we all know. Like, well, I've never played football at top level. I played cricket to what I thought was going to be a good level, and then it wasn't. You know, but I always loved my football better. I've played football as good as I could. I was good enough to play in a team, but not good enough to actually be any good. You know what I mean? But whereas, like Kev, so for people who don't know Kevin, he's in America now and he's coaching in America, coaching kids at a top level team. I'm not going to go into it. You can do that if you want to. But like to have Kev on is a really good thing for us tonight, because he sort of, as much as I like to give him shit behind the scenes all the time, like in personal chats, he you know, sometimes he talks to us about stuff, and I'm like, what's he going on about? I haven't got a clue, you know. So like, you played to a good standard, didn't you, Kev? You played.
Yeah, I was and I've been on John's show before a while ago. I was at Newcastle United as a kid and then went to Sunderland, you know, trying to find my way playing and played at Gateshead and all the rest of it. And then, you know, that didn't happen. When you get a spiral fracture your tibia fibia and break your ankle, you know, that's pretty much the end of your career at 21, you know, so you have to find your way. So I found myself in coaching. And then moved myself over here in 2009 and coached kids from top to bottom, like little uns all the way to big uns, you know. and that's what I've had this year. So, and basically we have a remit, and I have a different sight of the game of where not many people see it, and I've said on other platforms and other things, and I think going off on a tangent in terms of not the goalkeeping situation, but our midfield three, I think we're pushed too high and we leave it too big of a gap. And like, for argument's sake, the Man City game when we got beat 1-0, we pushed too high and we left a big, massive space for Phil Foden and he destroyed us.
Yeah.
So
he wandered around like it was a gap.
It was free reign for him. He would just sit in that pocket and he would destroy us. So I think that's still the problem. We're too flat in the middle of the park, and so we play in my club at SSA here, Southern Soccer Academy. We're the biggest club in Georgia. I mean, it's ridiculous. We play 4-3-3. That's our remit. It's high. It's pretty much Newcastle United. It's pretty much Man City. It's pretty much high press, get after it, play on the front foot, dominate teams. If you win 1-0, okay, great. But we're going to bash you. We're going to kick the snot out of you. Well, the guy who's our executive director was a manager of Swansea and others, and so he's pro licensed coach who's our head. So this is our remit. Club like top to bottom. This is how we play. Whatever you derive from that, this is how we play.
Yeah.
You're going to have levels of players, things like that. Of course,
it's an ethos for the club. Yeah,
absolutely. And I've got documents of like thesaurus of this is how we go. How you want to do it, that's how we do it, depending on the developmental level. So again, a little story. My little 7-year-olds they couldn't pass water 4 months ago. I mean, they were shocking. I mean, the 7, granted, but they got beat in every game in a tournament. Then all of a sudden, you pick up results. We don't count results; it's more performance based.
Yeah.
And then 2-3 weeks ago, we got into our first final based on the way we played. We got beat 5-1 in the final, but it was against our own club, so we knew what we were going to get. You know what I mean? So there's a remit, and that's what I think Eddie Howe's doing. And I knew what we were going to expect, but they didn't. But I was trying to figure it out in the high press, the switching the play from left to right, right to left quickly, playing out from the back, building out, things like that. So I think that's what Eddie Howe's doing and Dan Ashworth's doing within the club.
Yeah. And it's a great way to play the game for Newcastle because we take it to them. We do.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. And that's the way that we want to play the game. And like we always said before, it's we don't expect a team to always win, to be great, but we expect a team that tries. And that was what was beautiful against Manchester United.
Yeah, and what they didn't have. It just showed that it was funny, wasn't it? Because we were making the comparisons on the review that it was funny seeing the tables turn because we've been that club. We've been Man United in that game in the past where we weren't. Yeah. There wasn't effort. There wasn't a cohesion. Managers looking annoyed. Players not running. Us being angry. Dejected fans, dejected players, people now coming out today saying we don't want to run. Oh, boo-hoo, we don't want to run hard in training sessions. We've had that. We've literally had those players and that squad. And it was really interesting seeing Man United come to St James's Park as an underdog, which is mad to say. Man United come to St James's Park as an underdog and then got absolutely, I don't think I'm being over the top here. It's the most one-sided 1-0 I think I've ever seen in my time of watching football, and it just showed that they have a lack of win. The comments today, if they are true, I think that shows everything you need to know about the players. I mean, as much as I'm not a big Ten Hag fan because he moans on and makes excuses, right. If their players have come out and genuinely said that we run too much in training and we don't want to run too far in matches, dear me. I mean, what are you getting paid for?
Yeah, you're a professional footballer, but and what just to go on from that, Paul, is Marcus Rashford was
dear me,
the whole ambience of their team. It's like I really don't care.
Yeah,
the tools are down, and there's obviously I don't know. I'm not a Man United fan. I really don't care, but something's obviously deeply wrong, rooted within that club. It's fishy. It stinks. I'm a coach and I can sub a player, I can leave him out, I can do this, but you don't just isolate people. And what he's done with who's it, Sancho, and you just don't do that. This poor man management. Even if it was within our club, yes. We've got Tonali scenario, right?
Yeah,
we could pretty much isolate him and say, get on with it.
Yeah.
No, we'll integrate you. You'll still be involved. You'll still feel a part of it. Yes, you're not going to play, which, by the way, which is your own fault. But we'll still. Essentially, it's a.
Support him, Kev.
It's a love. It's a love for the player. It's like you've got a talent, but you've done something that really you shouldn't have. But we're still going to love you. We're still going to embrace you as a footballer and integrate you still within the team. You're still going to have meals with the players. You're still going to do this, whatever you want to call it. You can, you know what I mean? So that's the difference of the Ten Hag to Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not skeptical. I was not skeptical of Eddie Howe's appointment, but I appreciated how he played at Bournemouth, how his philosophies were. And we were like, everybody was like, well, not so sure. He's not a big name. It doesn't matter how big your name is. If your philosophy's right, and the ethos is right, and we call it, and again, coaching world, periodization of, like, every 8 to 16 week blocks of, okay, we've got this game for 8 weeks. Okay, this is what we're going to work on. This is what we're going to look at per game. Then we'll move on. Then we'll, again, it's over a year. Then it's planned. This is how we're going to go. Ten Hag is like, toss of a coin, eeny, meeny, miny, more, you'll do. And then we'll go from there. Then he'll just deal with it from week to week. And I think his time is very short.
Let's hope we keep him on for a little bit longer, though.
Yeah, right. I mean, I tell you what, he's the strongest team in the league because they're keeping everybody up, above them.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry about this, guys. I mean, I embarrassed myself, guys. I was on the chat as well because I haven't been on for 10 minutes or so. I've been hacked. I've been told to change my password, and that's exactly what I've done. So I've changed my password, guys. And I was going to delete Twitter, but I've been told just to change your password.
Don't worry.
I do apologise, guys. Careful chat, and I just felt embarrassed.
Right. Change it around the houses, John. Yeah. So anything you have, Facebook, whatever. I know it's annoying and a pain in the arse.
Yeah, I'll change that.
Just do it the whole way around, buddy.
Package as well, mate. Definitely. I do apologise. I've got through to the message as well. Hi to Leslie again. You're all right. People need to go up here. And whoever's behind this needs absolutely. I can't say on my channel. I'm sorry. It's John Paul from Kate. Hi to Kate and Jonathan. I hope you're good. Everybody how we know about this, and talking about Ramsdale, happy with the backer. Not many better second choice keepers in the Prem. If he struggles in the next game, so De Gea a solid option. Ramsdale, definite no. Thank you, Liz. Look at Harry Mack. They pay 89 for him. Now he's worth half of that as well. And there's my message as well. So yeah, do apologise, guys. But going back to Nick Pope, Kev, what's your take on him being injured for 4 or 5 months? Is he going to be a miss?
Oh, of course he is. It's another innocuous injury that we've occurred over this season. I've never seen many, like the Harvey Barnes one, which he just pushes off his foot or whatever, and then he gets a displaced fracture within his foot or what, metatarsal injury or whatever it is, but you've seen it from a replay that he just went down with his elbow, just landed. I mean, how many goalkeepers do you see that over a course of a weekend just dive to his left and just land and it's fine. And all of a sudden, then next thing you know, your shoulder pops out. But again, it's a reoccurrence of an injury. Once your shoulder goes, and it that's a long recovery. Because if you pop it in, then it can damage nerves. You can do all sorts of issues, and then you're not going to have a longevity after the fact. It's always going to be a problem. For me, it would be, cut the tie essentially and just get surgery done, get his recovery, and then see him next season essentially, and just wipe that. Just again, like a Sandro Tonali idea. It's like, we'll see you next year. If he recovers quicker, great. If he doesn't, great. Long as we have a fully fit and fully healthy Nick Pope for the start of next year, then all's well. Like when you jumped off, John, that we talked about other goalkeepers, other things, other ideas. With Karius and Dubravka, look, we've got 2 understudies where we can be quite comfortable, depending on who you choose and what your opinion is. Then, it's not the end of the world. It's not. We're quite deep in goalkeepers in terms of that's one area of the field that we have cover. Not across the other parts of the pitch, but it's unfortunate. It's again one of those ones. You're a goalkeeper. You've had this injury before. It's just unfortunately that was the blot on the old paperwork, if you will, on terms of Saturday, because that again that was the best 1-0 performance I've ever seen in my entire life, and that was the only one on it. So yeah, just again, just a quick recovery, get him in surgery, and then we'll go for his recovery, and we'll go from there. That's all what Eddie Howe can do. We'll just move on. Eddie Howe will be playing a straight bat in terms of how he goes, because that's how Eddie Howe goes. But we'll go forward from it, and I'm quite confident in the keepers that we have. Like I said, I don't know if you heard, John, that I'll go with Karius over Dubravka, but that's just me.
Well, we've got 2 good ones, haven't we? We've got 2 good. We've got 2.
Yeah,
we've got 2 good ones. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I personally would rather spend the money at this moment in time. Let's see where we go. We've got 3 weeks, 4 weeks until the transfer window opens.
Yeah.
I don't think we should do anything until we see where we are in 2 or 3 weeks' time, because you don't know what, if a Bruno gets injured, touch wood, that won't happen. But there's a lot of other areas where I think that we could suffer if we get other injuries, other than getting Dubravka in or Karius in. I've got full faith in both of them, and I think Eddie Howe has as well.
Yeah,
totally agree.
Agreed. Got one here from let's turn to TNT. Let's turn to Leslie. Swansea sat head coach Michael Duff.
Lots of seconds today.
Yeah, that's been in there. I mean, Heckenbottom's gone as well.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should have been, no offense, that should have happened after the 8-0, but there you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
It stuck by him, though, to be honest. I mean, but fair play to Sheffield United to stick by a coach after you get slapped 8. Yeah. But they give him a chance, but obviously it didn't work out. But that's
looks like Chris Wilder's going to come in there by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Again?
Chris Wilder.
Yeah.
That's
not good. Hey John, thank you, Gary V. By the way, Gary, thank you so much for your support, right, about me, because I've been hacked on Twitter, And I've changed the passwords, by the way, guys. I've now changed the passwords. I learned everybody knew about this year. People are asking, so Dean, what's this all about? I have no idea. I've been hacked, and that's all I can see. That's all I'm saying. That's all I can say because
don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Shit happens, doesn't it? Yeah,
it does. Sorry, guys.
We've had a good show tonight, anyway.
We have. Absolutely.
The legend that is Kev. You know,
behave yourself. I'm not that big. I'm not.
No, it's funny because when I come on a show with Kev, 90% of the time I haven't got a flipping clue what he's on about.
Coaching bad sunshine, then you know.
I send him messages in the background going, "What does that mean?"
Yeah.
I know how to watch football, but I don't know how to coach it. To be fair, so
neither do I. Just show up and put cones down and tell them what to do. So
it's just like Postecoglou who said he just copies Pep. He's like, I don't know, just copy Pep.
Pretty much. I've got a book that Pep endorsed, which is called The Tiki Taka of Football. And it's wonderful. And I just like, but I've got a document, like I said earlier, what we have to do every week of our periodization every week for 7-year-olds through 12-year-olds every week, regardless of result, regardless of all that sort of stuff. We have to do it.
Yeah. It was great the other week for you as well because you got some medals, didn't you?
I did. Well, like I said, the little ones, the 7-year-olds, they played their first ever tournament. They're like fish out of water. Essentially, it's like teaching fish to walk. Essentially, they couldn't pass water. They didn't know how to control a ball. Blah blah blah. Blah. All the above. I mean, they just come. We've got two different things. We've got a recreational soccer. Sorry. Got recreational. That's a fine, Ian, right? That's a fine. And then we've got academy. Then we've got other, like, it's called SACL, which is the Southern Club Champions League. Basically, it's like a league. Private airport again.
Dortmund are coming back.
All right. These are brand new. So we didn't do very well early part. So I just basically went to my director and said, "Hey, this is where we need to go. This is what we need to do. We're not following the periodization. I'll follow it, yes, but we're not. We can't do what everybody else is doing. We're just not there." My under 12s, by the way, only got beat 3 times this year following that same periodization, and this is my first year with them. So they only got beat 3 times, sorry, and smashed everybody all over the place based on what we were doing. But we went to a tournament 2-3 weeks ago, and we, like I said, got to a final, and we got beat 5-1.
Getting the final was a big thing, wasn't it?
Oh, it was massive. And they were crying. And I said, look, that means you care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, look, we had a game early in the day at 8 o'clock in the morning, which was a pain in the ass, by the way. I had to get up at 6 in the morning and whatever, it's a nightmare. And I said, look, what color medal do you want? We knew we were going to get to the final. We just had to get through the first game of the day to pretty much ensure that we were going to get there. We won it 2-1.
Yeah.
And so I said, what color medal do you want? But even before the tournament, we had a practice on a training session on the Wednesday, and I said, look, we're entering this tournament to go and win this thing. Like the Carabao Cup final. We're entering this thing to go and win this.
Yeah.
I don't care how we do it. I don't care what you got to do. I don't, tactics and methodologies go out the window at this point. go and give everything you have, like an Eddie Howe statement of empty yourself in every game. If you give your all and we lose all three in the first, like the preliminary games, essentially your group games before you get to the final. Hey, happy to you give everything. I'll be proud of you regardless. And we got to the final, and it's like, oh, look, you final. My heart's fluttering, like you know, I want to win it. You know, of course you do. We went 1-0 down after 30-odd seconds, and I said, oh, here we go. And it was like, but anyway, it is what it was. I mean, we hit everything. We hit the crossbar, we hit the post, we keeper saved remarkable saves like you would never ever see a 7-year-old make in your life. But he did. You know, it was one of them. It could have been 8-9. It could have been 9-8. One of them ones.
Them kids a few months ago were doing next to nothing, weren't they?
Oh no, it was just show up and run around and like have a giggle. It was like, no, we're not doing. No, we don't do that. But and this is for any other coach out there, and this is out again from my director. We do not babysit.
Yeah,
you're 7. We're not babysitting. You know what I mean? So, but they got to the final. They were disappointed, but now that's a big, like, jumping board or a big step to next year. To
go one further.
No, go next. Yeah, exactly. Go one further. Let's get the gold. We don't want silver. We want gold. And then they're like, okay. Parents are like,
no, they've got some belief, haven't they? They've got some belief. They've got some belief now.
Yeah, and they care. They were crying. They were disappointed. Yeah. They were upset. I mean, I've got a kid plays up front. He not that he couldn't hit a barn door from 3 yards, but he can't hit a barn door from 3 yards. But he gets all the goals. He's like he's like a Papi Cisse. You know, you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he's awesome, and I mean, I've got two defenders who we play a certain way, and they're rock solid, you know, whatever. So it was a proud moment. It's like a dad moment, you know what I mean? It's like, I've got a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, so it's like very similar. So yeah, it was a very proud moment for them, just to where they were to where they came from. It's like a Newcastle United story, where we were to where we come from over 3 months.
Yeah.
To get to a final, but we just couldn't get over the line. Like typical Newcastle United, we couldn't get over the line in the final. But
it doesn't really matter though, because they learned a lot from that, and they will now take that on. And the winners, they might not have won that time, but the winners, you know,
the
same way I coach cricket. I've taught me how to play cricket, you know, and he plays for a good team. Northeast Premier team, like top division team, and he's playing under 13s, and he only just started playing 2 years ago. Some of these kids have been playing through private school, public school, whatever you want to call it, for years and years. He's a good little cricketer, and I like that's all I've been able to do. I tried playing football, it was rubbish, but I can play cricket because my family are all cricket, you know, and And they are a really good team, but all the public school kids who play for another team that I'm not going to mention, South North.
I know South North, I think.
Yeah. So Tommy plays for Benwell Hill, which is a team full of rascals, let's put it that way, with a few other kids. But what Benwell Hill do is they offer brilliant coaching, great facilities, and they're a lovely club. And it probably costs me per year what it costs the people at that other club that I mentioned per week to play.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, wow. And as the years go on, the kids get better. There's more county kids coming out of Benwell Hill than there are the other team, and it's all about application and effort. And it's the same with football, and that's why I love what you're doing, Kev. Honestly, I'm not And I love to give you grief because
Well, I love you, mate. But the word I've used, and Eddie Howe uses this all the time, is mentality.
yeah,
It's mentality. What's your mentality like? You know, I play murder ball with my older group, you know, and 2 goals within 18 yards of each other. You know, they're kicking the shit out of each other and they're doing this, they're doing that. I said, good. You know, I'm hurt. Well, good. That's part of the game. Grow up. You're pretty much a young man. And I've got some, depending on how many I've got subs on the sideline and said, did we play this game when the ball's bouncing around the 18-yard box and we can't score and finish? Yeah, we did.
yeah.
Well, why can't we? And it's the same game.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the clock's ticking, you know. So there's a lot of positives from my season. I've got a lot of anxiety, and you know what's going on within my world, and I'm not going to express it all.
No.
But recently, but at the same time, it's been a positive year. In our club, we're part of MLS Next, and we're going to nationals. We win nationals every year. We get players at Atlanta United, blah blah blah. You know, so we're like unfortunately like the Man United of the state of Georgia where I live.
Yeah.
But we're not Man United. We progress. We develop. We get top level players. We've got national team players. We've got all the above. You name it. We've got internationals across the board.
Yeah.
And it's intense work environment. It's ridiculous. But
no, proud of you, man. As a Geordie, proud of you.
Yeah, man.
I just do what I know, and this is all I know. I don't know anything different.
Good man.
Know how to kick the ball around a football pitch.
Yeah. There you go. Just going to send. I'm just going to read this out again from Gary. Thank you, Gary. It's understandable, worrying, no need to apologise or be embarrassed at all, mate. And do you think he's right, guys? I think he is. Do you?
Yeah. What about that? What he said?
Yeah.
Of course. You know, well,
Of course, mate.
It's
this age of weird people that want to, for some reason, cause harm to people that have done nothing to them because they're just weird people who want to cause trouble. And it's a bizarre world we live in at times. I will never understand what they get out of it. And it is one of those things. The best thing is, mate, you've done the right thing. You don't give in to them. You know, you report it, change your passwords. Yeah, they're idiots.
Twitter nonsense. That's what they are.
I tell you what it is. So whoever's done that, tell us who you are, right? Go on Twitter and come on Twitter and apologise, right? But they won't. They haven't got a bottle to do it, guys. They haven't got a bottle to do it. But you know what? Like you said, guys, I'm not giving in. I'm not walking away.
You sorted it out anyway. Fuck forget about him.
I mean, one of them going to saying, I'm pretty sure the link will do now is signed up to that website and connecting to my account. That compromised it. Well, I've changed my password now, and that is it.
Exactly. Don't you even think another second about it, mate.
I won't.
We get the show going for you anyway.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that for supporting my channel as well.
No.
But we, like Les said as well, Les's favourite words. And she's correct.
Exactly.
She's correct. Yeah. She is correct. But like I said, I have my bit as well. It's as simple as that. Because I tell you what, I will say it now. Like he said, Ian, the Twitter is a horrible world, and I was that close of packing it in. That close, and I would have given up.
Listen, these dickheads that are doing that, they are pathetic little worms. They wouldn't stand up and say anything to me or you or anybody in front of them. And if they want to, well, I'll be stood outside the Strawberry anytime they want to come and see us. The little idiots.
I'll be there.
I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2", by the way, guys. So I'm 15 stone, 15'3", 15'4". And I tell you what, whoever done this, believe you me, there will be repercussions. There will be repercussions. I don't normally say that lightly, but there will be repercussions. And on that sound note, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the show. And it should have been a good show tonight, but this has happened. Sorry, Kevin's only a short one. It's been a good show. I enjoyed it. So I haven't been on much. I mean, thanks guys for taking over as well. I really appreciate that. I'll be quite happy to, if I'm not on the show, if I'm busy, I'll let Paul take over. It's been fantastic. We have to work out how to do it. So you can remember me sure as well anytime you want to do it. And I really appreciate that. So, Kevin, I think it's on mute. Where can you find you on your social media, man? Where can people find you?
I don't really know, to be honest, mate.
Just type in Kevin Chilvers, right? It'll come up.
Kevin.
Yeah.
I'm on
Kevin,
Twitter.
Kevin. Yeah, man.
I just want to say I'm looking to do a football analysis type idea. That's a little business that I'm looking into, and I've spoke to others about looking at evaluating players of new players or Newcastle United games, blah blah blah. I'm trying to get it off the ground. It's just trying to find full games where I can watch it from the US to where I can record it from certain certain things of my streaming. I can't do it on my laptop. I've got to do it from the TV and all that crap. So I'm trying to figure it out. I've got a name for it. It's called the Football Fix. Yeah. So I'm trying to do a little analysis because that's my remit. That's what I do. That's my job. So I hope I want to come back on again.
Yeah.
And again, analyze other teams. I could analyze Man United and based on how they played, and it was pretty simple. But at the same time, and I can analyze Newcastle United. I can analyze any other team in terms of how they play. I'm looking into other individual aspects from overseas and here in the United States. So, yeah.
On YouTube, yeah.
YouTube.
Are you doing it on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm looking into that. I'm trying to figure out how I can access from one to record to clip and all that sort of stuff. So it's getting off the ground. I'm trying to figure all that out since I've got a lot of downtime at the minute because my season's over and I'm not done it. I'm going back into work in February. So it's something for me to keep my eye in the game, we'll call it that, and and get some crap from others and this and that. But I know John Carver really well. I know others, and I'm trying to get people like on a channel and talk tactics and talk about different things and whatever. And Lee Clark and I know Graham Carrick, who works at the under-18s at the club. I know him really well. I played with him. I won a national championship with him. Yeah. Back in the day. And his brother Michael, which is not a bad little. You know what I mean? So, so you can find me there. You can find me. I don't really do Twitter, and I want to really quick. And I went off camera, and I want to apologize to you, John, because I give you a bit of crap about PSG.
No, that's fine. All it is. Misinterpreted there.
I know. I understand, and you see it from afar, and all the rest of it. So I want to apologize to you. All the rest of it. So, like we said, Twitter's a interesting place when you read it, see it.
It's easy to comment, isn't it? Like that's the truth. It's easier to comment. And once you've commented, you can't say that comment back.
Exactly. So that's why I'm now saying, John, I apologize. I probably put you under comments that I probably shouldn't have said. I was probably drunk at the time. Yeah. So
that's sorry.
No, it's not.
No problem. It's absolutely fine. You know what I mean?
No, honestly. It's not. No, it's not. I'm 39 years old. I should realize, you know what I mean? So at the same time, continue what you're doing, mate, and I'll support you. And again, I apologize for any discord towards you or whatever happened. It is what it is, and I genuinely apologize.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Top guy, the real one. You're the real one, Kevin Chilvers. You really are. And you know what? It takes someone to come here and apologize as well. It was no problem.
Takes
Do you know
balls to do
what?
that, mate.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Listen,
I've apologized a lot,
listen, what was trolling, wish the one that trolls will try to have people do the same what Kevin has done.
Yeah, they'll not do that because they've got more testicles. Just if
I do dogging, Ian. I'm dogging. It's all right.
if anyone wants to know where to find me, it's probably nowhere.
And you know what? He's on Facebook. So go on Ian Sutcliffe on Facebook. He'd be happy to talk to you about cricket,
Gorgeous house, Ian.
football, and he's a great guy, and he loves to have a banter as well. You can talk about anything as well. And Paul, you're with Blank Canvas PC on Twitter, and he's a big Newcastle fan as well, season ticket holder, and
Newcastle.
Great guy for the London Mags as well.
I'm not from the London Mags.
I thought you said the London Mags.
No, I'm from I know the accent's gone, mate. I was born in fucking Newcastle.
Sorry,
that's the first time I've ever swore, but I was born and bred in Newcastle. I know my accent's gone, but I was born in Newcastle. I was not born in London.
Me too, mate. I've lost mine, and I'm still a season ticket holder as well. What was that?
You might have lost yours a bit, but Paul's list is a lot more. And I've never.
I don't talk like that, you know. I don't talk like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm from Newcastle. And on Thursday night we're going to be doing the watch along. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, because all of the people that follow me are lovely people, like all the people on here are lovely. So I'll put a link up on our Thursday, and if you want to come and join in and give me some stick or whatever, it was really fun, the Man United one, so I'll have more fun on the Everton one.
Well, I'm going to be at Everton anyway, so I might even do a little roving report after if you're on after the game.
Yeah, nice one. Nice. We love that. We love that. You know what? I'll go to the match review, reaction after the game.
Are you going to Everton?
I'm not, mate. No, I can't wait the next day. I've got to work the next day. And I'll go to Tottenham, though, on Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not there. I'm at Everton. I'm not Tottenham. Nice one, lads. Anyway, I'm busting from me.
You're gone, mate, sort of thing. I'll let you get away. You take care, man. See you in the week sometime, pal. You take care, man. Take care. Guys, if you like what you watch, I'm over and out here as well. The gang will be there. Paul, I'll be there as well, of course. And I decided to join Paul as well. No problems at all. And if you like to watch, make sure you like and subscribe. As always, I'm not with the Mags.